Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the Rule 34 podcast. I'm your host, Jack, joined by my fellow co-host.
Intelligence _lacking dumb.
Alright, so we're back again for another episode. It's been about a week. How you been, Dom, since last episode?
I've been feeling a bit more tired lately. I've been getting more hours to work.
Okay.
So there have been days where it will feel like a continuous cycle. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm feeling like that doomer feel of just waking up, going to school, work, sleep, and the process repeats.
Like that one SpongeBob scene?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
It's getting to my head, man. But I mean, hey, it's I'm saving up, so we're good so far.
Alright, and how's school been so far for you?
I say I've been struggling a bit more than usual. I'll be honest. Recently I've been there's been this module exam that I've recently taken for my principles of business course, and I don't think I did pretty good on this one. There was a bunch of it was again, it was concept heavy, but I mean, I felt like I should have known it while I was taking the test, but I mean, I guess they threw in some really good curveballs in there.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is what it is. But nonetheless, my other classes have been pretty good so far. But the only thing that I hate is that we have to do presentations and stuff like that. In front of the whole class, and dude, I really don't want to do that.
Yeah, I feel you on that one.
Do you have to do presentations in your specific classes or discussion sections?
So far for this quarter I have not, but last quarter there was a presentation, but thankfully there was the option to simply how would you say just turn in your presentation and
right.
You would get graded. Obviously it wouldn't receive full credit, but
right.
I think you would get 90% credit for it or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I just did that.
I still see. Honestly, man, I've been feeling down pretty lately, boss. It's not been too great so far.
A lot of stress, huh?
Yeah, especially with the stock market, dude. GameStop rose up $102. If I kept my money instead of dropping out as I did last time, I could have had $2,000.
Damn.
But it was too late. It's too late to buy. But it is what it is.
Sometimes that's the approach you just have to take with life. Whatever happens, happens.
Yep.
I've been pretty good. This is my final week of winter quarter, and then I just have 2 more finals to do. One of them is a test and one of them is a paper. And so all of that's on due Monday. And then from Monday till I think it's the 29th essentially, I'm on break.
For a week, right?
Yeah, but actually it's about 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Because technically it says the quarter begins the 23rd, which means I get about a week and a half of break.
Right.
But it says instruction doesn't begin until the 29th.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Meaning things don't officially start till the 29th, so technically it's 2-week break.
Yeah.
But I'm doing pretty fine in school. I was pretty confident in my other final that I turned in, and I'm starting to slowly come into at least really thinking about what I'm gonna do.
Right.
But things still aren't set in stone. I still need to talk with a couple people before I decide or finalize things.
Yeah.
But other than that, I've been doing I've been doing pretty good.
Nice. Were you able to find like that one like missing class you had for the next semester or something like that?
What do you mean?
Because didn't you say you had to like find like one like extra class to like fill up your units or something like that?
Oh yeah. I did.
Oh, nice. Well, what is it?
So the 3 classes I'm gonna take next quarter, or I think one of them's an economics class, like is basic, entry, introductory economics class. I think it's a history class and an archaeology class.
Oh, okay.
So,
Nice.
just to finish up the year, and then once I go into second year, that's when I'm gonna start hammering home a lot of the stuff for my major.
Yeah.
But it sucks because I that's why I'm hoping to. I have an idea what I want to change my major to, but the biggest struggle has been getting into those classes needed to build towards my degree, because like they always get filled up so quickly, and I don't know if there's like priority signups or whatnot.
Right. Okay, I get you.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the one confusing thing about just school in general, is just I don't know if certain people have certain priorities and stuff when picking these classes.
Uh-huh.
Because like last time I was there, like right as like my pass opened, and like immediately as I went and checked, like the classes were filled up already.
Yeah, I get you.
So,
Oh. Can you do like reservations for like classes like before they start?
not that I've seen.
Oh, okay, I get you.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. Interessante.
Now, before we get into today's topic, Dominic, what is one of the biggest things that, or like, what is one of the major things people talk about when they live on campus?
To talk about the food varieties.
Yeah, they talk about the different restaurants on campus, off campus, what they serve in the dining hall, right?
Yep.
Bring this up because today's topic for the podcast, Dominic and I will be ranking, where we guys return back to the ranking series. We will be ranking, what would you say, fast food places? I think you classify all these places somewhat as fast food. And, I usually don't explain where I get a lot of the ideas from. So, this one, I got the idea for this one after seeing Tim the Tap Man do his tier list. And in my personal opinion, I agreed with some of what he was saying, but there was a lot of other places where I thought he was bugging,
Yeah.
Like, I didn't agree with it. So, I thought, why not you and I do our own and see where we agree, where we disagree. But so, the rankings we have today are S tier, which is like the top of the top. A tier, which is, it's good. It's like we consider it great, but it's not at the S level. B, which is just like, good, pretty good, C, like the decent tier, Or like how I consider my C list is like, I have a lot of places where like, if it's available, I'll eat,
Yeah.
Like if it's like one of the only things around, then yeah, I'll go eat there. But like, I would say the difference between my C and like my like A and S tiers are like or actually like basically the big difference between my C tier and my BAS is that I would like go out of my way to find those places essentially.
Yeah.
Or like if anyone suggests them, I'll always be down to eat there. But like with the places in C, it's just like it's either it's all based like maybe on its availability or just like if I actually like And then F tier. And so how do you want to break down like how we're ranking these, Dom?
I feel like we should like go from S to the bottom. Or like Yeah. Like go from S to like all the way to the worst tier.
All right, so you want to start at the very top first.
Yes.
All right. Now, I don't know how you rank these, but in my when I was ranking these, what I took into account was, like I mentioned, the availability of a place.
Right.
If something is like, how would you say, like widely available, no matter where I'm going, like I'll consider it highly ranked, because when it comes to fast food, if you want something from a place, it has to be available.
Right.
Which is why you see a lot of like places where I've had that, like, yeah, it's kind of good, but because like there's not that many of them, or at least near us here in Los Angeles,
Right.
I can't rank it highly because it's not like it's readily available. I took into account, of course, enjoyability, how much we enjoy the food,
Yes.
And then there's some other like outside factors that contributed to that will make more sense when we start explaining. Well, what about you? You had similar criteria, or?
Yeah. I just wanna. I'm gonna be grading my like tier list off of like a set. The food. Being the number one priority, but also like how do you call it? Like the environment. Because there's some restaurants that have, there's some fast food restaurants, but also other restaurants in this tier list that have like, an interior to dine in with like extra things to do.
Yeah, I get you.
So, which there's that one restaurant that prioritizes that, but we'll get into that later on.
All right, so you ready to begin?
Yeah, but now that I've been thinking, I think we should go like to the worst to the best.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So let's start off. What do you have in your F tier?
Okay, so I don't have any in my F tier because I never really had a bad experience with any of the restaurants that are in this like specific tier list.
Yeah, I get you.
However, I do have one in D tier, so I don't have anything up to like. Starting, I begin my list at D tier.
Okay.
And because technically I've only eaten okay, so in my only restaurant that's in D tier is just Buffalo Wild Wings. Okay, so the food that I've eaten there, I think it was like the first time I ever eaten there was like on a Las Vegas trip.
Yeah.
And like my experience there was just, I don't know, it felt awful. Like the food was like okay, but when it came to the experience, it just didn't feel right to me. You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
Like it felt like too American. Like it pushed like super American. Just you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
Maybe that's me. Maybe I'm just being ignorant or something, or maybe I'm just missing something. But I don't know. Like eating there, with my family or Hispanics, it doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I
but
get
the food was sort of okay. I'm not gonna lie. I tried out the salad. It wasn't that bad.
All right.
What about you? What do you have in your D tier list? Or unless you have anything worse than that.
I have F tier as my lowest, and that's just because the gap between F and C is so great, and I don't really have anything for D tier. Right. Now, as a joke, I had Gio should know about this. I put F, and in parentheses I put I would rather starve, but obviously that's a joke, like it's just joking around, Obviously I'm not like that type of person that is like, oh, how would you describe those type of people? But like, right. People that are like not necessarily picky, but like they're all like, I guess you say fancy about it, that like they like look low on things. Right. So that's just a joke, but my F tier consists of Burger King, Del Taco, and Chipotle. Now,
Chipotle?
Yes, now,
interesting.
I look down on Chipotle a lot. My family knows this a lot, especially because it's funny because my brother loves Chipotle, but I've always looked down upon it. And, I don't know, I've never seen all of that in Chipotle. I've never really enjoyed it. Same goes as Del Taco. And I think it's world-renowned at this point that Burger King is considered the lowest of lows amongst the fast food restaurants.
Right.
And I think it's perfect to put them in F tier, seeing as how they decided to make a fool of themselves this week.
Oh yeah, through Twitter. Oh no!
I don't understand how you mess up that badly as a media department, but yeah, after that mess up, not only would they be in F tier for their food, but they're in F tier for that mess up that they had on Twitter. So I don't understand how someone messes up that badly. The absolute worst. All right. So moving up, our C tier.
Do you want to start or you want me to go?
I'll start just because I have a lot that I can pair together so I can make it quick.
Right, okay.
So
I don't got much, but yeah.
So the ones that I would pair in the, like, you know, the whole thing I said where, you know, it's here because it's not widely available.
Right.
You got, for me, the places I've tried, Cold Stone, Sonic, Panera, and California Pizza Kitchen, you know?
Right.
They're not widely available and stuff, so it's like, it's kind of hard to rank them high when you can't just go and get it whenever. And then the ones that, like, pair together that are just like, you know, I consider it decent, not the best, especially in terms of its competition. Dominoes, Pizza Hut, I don't know why Chuck E. Cheese is here. I saw it on the list, so I just ranked it, but it's not really fast food. Papa John's. I have Wendy's, Subway. This is going to upset a bunch of people, but I have Panda Express here, and the only reason I have it is because every time I've eaten it, I enjoy it, right?
Right.
But it always upsets my stomach for whatever reason.
Interesting.
And then, to finish this off, this is another really controversial one. I should put it in F tier because of what they've become now. But I have Taco Bell in C. Solely because they've taken almost every damn thing off the menu.
Oh.
I think you know this too, right? Like, over the years, they've just slowly but surely, like, just taken off so many different items. And, like, now it's like you go there and, like, what used to be such a diverse menu is now so bland because they barely have anything.
True, you got a point.
So that's why I ranked it C. What is in your C tier?
Okay, so for my C tier, I only got 3 restaurants. I got Baskin Robbins, Burger King, and Papa John's. Okay, so for Baskin Robbins, I've tried some of their ice cream, which is, you know, it's not that bad, but I think it's the locations that are just horrible. Like, I've seen, like, some Baskin Robbins, like, tucked away, like, nearby, like, strip malls, like, all the way to the side. Yeah. And they just hit it. And, like, it kind of, like, I mean, yes, you know, it's a little, you know, it's meant to be a little, like, compact, you know, how do you call it, like, ice cream, you know, place. It's not meant to be, like, a huge restaurant. But it just, I don't know. It's like, and sometimes it's always in, like, bad parts of neighborhoods. That, like, kind of makes me, you know, a little bit uncomfortable. You know, getting ice cream in some bad part of town. But, like, the ice cream is not that bad. I'm not gonna lie. I got Burger King as well. I've tried some of their food. It's not the best, but it ain't the worst. But it's not the best. Papa John's as well. I think the pizza's, like, I guess it's pretty fine. I like how they sometimes do a lot of variety with their pizzas. Which is pretty cool. You know, you can give her some respect for that. And yeah, that's pretty much what I have for my C tier. What about you? For your B's.
Alright, yeah. So moving on to the B's, I have Jack in the Box. And it's in B because while I do enjoy it, it's not above the 3 other burger places I have above it. In terms of all the other criteria I'm ranking it on. But, you know, they still got pretty decent food, pretty good, decent variety. One thing I'll definitely give them is their drink variety because they have the machine with all the different flavors. So, like, they have that variety going for them. Krispy Kremes, which, you know, good donuts, but again, not widely available. And plus, it's always packed.
True.
Rallies, otherwise known as Checkers to some people. Now, we've had this a couple times. It's not widely available anymore, but our friend group would always go to a place called Game House, you know? and hang out. And this was a place that was nearby, and it was always open pretty late. So, because we would always go late on a Friday, you know, to Game House.
Yeah.
And so it would just be there for like, oh, if we're still hungry, here you go, some pretty cheap, good food, you know, for it. So I have it at B. And then this comes as a surprise to people because some would rank some of these above others, but I have KFC, Popeyes, and El Pollo Loco all together on B. I love all three's quality when it comes to their chicken. I think they're all pretty equal when it comes to sides. And I don't know, I really can't put any of the three above each other. I think they're pretty equal. Obviously, they have certain things to them that are above others, but I mean, for the most part, you're just getting good chicken, you know?
True, yeah.
Alright, what about your B tier, Dominic?
Alright, so for my B tier, I'm going to begin with Little Caesars, Carl's Jr., KFC, Pizza Hut, Pollo Loco, Dunkin, Krispy Kreme, and Rally's. Okay, so for like Little Caesars, how do you call it? The pizza is not that great, but it's cheap. And you can get made pizzas for like, what, $5 each? Like pepperoni pizzas?
Mm-hmm.
Like the best part is sometimes when you like go, you know, walk in like for takeout, sometimes they already have pepperoni pizzas ready. So you can quickly pay and, you know, get out in like 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like the fact that like the majority of the people that, you know, how do you call it? That many people order pepperoni pizzas makes them, you know, kind of forces them to already have pepperoni pizzas like ready and hot. So then once, you know, you just go in, pay, and you're quickly out.
Mm-hmm.
So like that, like fast food, like literally fast food is like the best part for me. But it ain't the best pizza at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
For Carl's Jr., I've never tried their food. However, I always remember seeing... Have you ever seen those Carl's Jr. ads?
Yes.
Where like there would be one person like grabbing like a bite of it, but like the crunch would be like so aesthetically pleasing to the ear.
Mm-hmm.
If it just wanted you to go, you know, and buy a burger for them. So although I've never tried them, I feel like they would be, you know, tasty. Albeit, I'm not sure.
All right, pretty good reasoning. Any other ones you want to go into depth with?
I would say Rallies, as in B tier, as I said before, only because like the burgers were actually pretty good. The same thing with the fries; they were actually pretty good. Dunkin Donuts is like okay. I've tried some of, you know, the coffee. It's not too bland. It's not, but it ain't the best. El Pollo Loco, only because I mean that was pretty much like I would always get like a, I think it was a, how do you call it, like a, it was a tortilla bowl. Like the bowl was made out of like a tortilla chip.
Yeah.
And like within the bowl, you would have like beans, lettuce, tomatoes, and chicken. But the best part was the ending where you could eat the bowl.
Yeah.
And I thought it was pretty cool. I don't think anyone else like did. I mean they made plates out of food, but I don't think they made, I'm not sure about an entire bowl of, you know.
Going back to my point, my dad has told me Taco Bell used to have that.
Really?
And they called it like a taco salad or something like that. But once again, going back to my point is why Taco Bell's in my C tier, they've removed so much that they've become so bland.
Man. Oh, I think I remember now.
And me and you should know this for sure, because if anyone knows us from our like freshman and sophomore years of high school, they like that was the one place you would find us like every like Friday night almost.
Pretty much.
Just because we'd finish up recording the podcast at the school, and me and Dom would have to, if my dad wasn't nearby to pick us up, we would just walk it, get Taco Bell, and then chill at Dom's house until my dad came to pick me up, you know? So we know for sure how badly Taco Bell's menu has declined. But back to your rankings, Dom.
Yeah, Pizza Hut's on my B tier. Only because like I feel like the pizza is good. It's just, how do you call it? There's like a distinct taste when eating pizza.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what it is. I think it's like, I'm not sure how they make it, but it's something different about like the breading, like the bread of the pizza that just, I don't know. It just smacks my tongue, like, you know, in a good way.
And so real quickly, not to interrupt, going back to my point, you know, all the pizza places I had in C tier, they're not bad, you know, Because to me,
Right.
I think the one food I've never had a bad experience with is pizza, Like, yes, you can have bad toppings on pizza, like, especially that you might not like. But to me, when it comes to, like, solely pepperoni pizza, I've never had a bad experience, But
Right.
there's different factors that go into it. And the factor that went into me ranking Pizza Hut at C is that, yeah, it's kind of good, but the price is just too much for what the
But that's true.
quality is.
The price does go pretty high.
Yeah, so, like, that's the reason why I put it in C,
Wait. For Pizza Hut, I want to ask you two things. One, have you ever tried the cheese crust pizza?
Yes.
What do you think of it?
Out of all the other companies I've had like the cheese crust from, I think they probably do it like somewhat the best.
Okay, all right, understandable. And have you ever tried I think it was given during the holidays. It was like a box with like 3 pieces. It was like a holiday surprise pizza box. You ever seen it?
I've seen it.
Where like it was like a box, right? And there would be 3 pieces in the box, but like each of them would be different. So it was kind of like a gotcha pull. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I heard about that, but I've never had it.
Right. Okay. You should next. The next Christmas coming up. You should try it. It might be worth it.
I will say the best deal I've had from them was me and Diego when we would hang out at his house. We would order. It was like. I think it was called like the $10 box or something. I don't know if you've ever had it, but like it was just this long box where it had like 2 pizzas in it, breadsticks, and like some like dessert sticks, all for like $10. I don't know if they still have that, but yeah, that was probably one of the best values I've ever gotten from Pizza Hut. But again, now like their prices are so high, so like I rarely order from them, so I don't know if they still have that.
Yeah, you got a point. All right, that's it for my B tier.
All right, so. We still have about like 17 minutes, so with these ones, we'll just take our time and go more into detail,
Yeah.
So, do you want to go first, or you want me to go first on my A tier?
You can go first.
All right. So my A tier consists of Carl's Jr. and McDonald's. Now,
okay,
let me get straight into McDonald's because I know some people are gonna be like, "What? How can you have McDonald's that high? Like the food quality and stuff like that." But I'm gonna go along with Tim's reasoning when he did this list, and it's that one, McDonald's is so widely available, I know it's a joke about McDonald's on every corner. You remember that from like when we were talking about was it globalization in high school?
Yeah.
I get like it's a joke, but like literally you can find one on almost every corner at this point. And so like when you're ranking fast food, it's like you have to put it so high because essentially it was like one of the pioneers, And like even if it's packed, they still get things get things done pretty quickly. You can always find one, so you're always gonna find food there. And the one thing that Tim mentioned that I'll definitely give McDonald's over a lot of other places, or at least burger places, is they have variety.
True.
Like when he mentioned, he was like you have your normal cheeseburgers. You have then the Big Mac, which has a different like sauce and toppings on it. You have the different like burgers in terms of like chicken, fish. They have the different options and all this.
Right.
So like I don't know. I think that's what gives it A to me. Is just like how I mentioned. It's widely availability. It's pretty cheap, so you can get a lot on a budget. And there's definitely variety there. It's not just a singular place that's serving one singular thing.
True.
And then Carl's Jr., I just like the quality of the food. It can be a bit pricey, but for the, how would you say, like the portions or quantity you get, it's pretty decent,
Right.
It's definitely filling, and like, again, its quality is definitely, I put it above McDonald's when it's in the A tier, in terms of ranking inside the A tier. I put Carl's above it just because its quality is better. But it stopped from getting S tier because of some factors, and also like it's not as obviously Carl's is pretty widely available, but it's not as widely available as other places,
Yeah.
So what about you? What's your A tier?
So for my A tier, I got Chipotle, Chuck E. Cheese, Dominoes, Taco Bell, Subway, and In-N-Out. So let me explain. Chuck E. Cheese to start off. The pizza was horrible prices, horrible quantity, horrible quality. But it was the memories that was made there.
All the birthday parties.
The birthday parties, the games, all the fun. That wasn't okay. I guess the pizza was sort of delicious at times, but it was the memories made there. Chuck E. Cheese. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that there was other restaurants that try to do like games. I mean, we do have what was it called?
Shakey's.
Shakey's. We have Shakey's, but like I feel like Chuck E. Cheese was more on the aspect for like how do you call it, like moving towards like children, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The Shakey's is like, I mean, I guess it's still for children, but it's like a bit more like, for adults maybe.
Yeah.
Like maybe like teenagers maybe, but like for Chuck E. Cheese, like dude, the wide amount of games you can get. Although the tickets that you would win would never amount to like any good like prizes, like at the prize shop when you get like thousands of like points.
Can I bring up something real quick now that you mentioned that?
Yeah.
So I'll never forget the one time, it wasn't at Chuck E. Cheese, it was at Shakey's, but we played a bunch of games. I think it was for my birthday, and we played a bunch of games and we teamed together. I think it was you, Diego, your brother, your cousin Brandon, and I. Like, we just all went and played, and we got like a bunch of tickets. So, and then we were like, all right, let's portion it so that everyone can get something. And I'll never forget, we had like the last bit of tickets left, and the only person who hadn't gotten anything yet was your cousin Brandon. And I'll never forget, he was looking to choose something, and then your brother chose the orange M&M, I think it was, that they had there. Like, it was like a little like plush of an orange M&M, and he just chose it. And your cousin just looks like with the biggest shock because everyone else got something and he was left with nothing. So yeah, that I think that definitely ties into your thing about how sometimes the tickets can't even amount to anything good when you're there.
Yep. Man, honestly, I haven't been to a Chuck E. Cheese in like years.
I mean, that's why I put it so low, because it was like they're not that available anymore, and like I see a lot of them getting taken down,
Yeah.
So it's like it's hard to ring it, but continue on.
Yeah. So then I got Domino's. Only because, like, okay, I mean, I live next to a Domino's. I live on the same street as a Domino's. But I feel, although their pizzas are very expensive, I feel like they're really good. For some reason, I always love tasting their crusts. Like, the crust, either it be the cheese crust or, like, different sort of crust that they offer. It's really good. But not only that, but, like, the sides is really good as well. Have you ever tried the lava cakes?
I have not.
Dude, oh, man. Like, it's just, like, yes, it's full of sugar, but, like, it's just, it's so good. It's so good. I tried it only once, but, man. Yeah, pretty crazy. Next to that is Taco Bell, which I literally live, like, again, I live on the same block as the Taco Bell. I remember at some point in time, I was eating Taco Bell at least once every week.
Mm-hmm.
But only because they had the $5 deal, which had, like, 3 different tacos, a side of, like, chips, and a whole soda for $5.
Yeah.
It was an absolute steal at the time. And now, they've even, the reason why it's in an A tier is because they've even, how do you call it? They've upgraded. So now, if you had, like, the Taco Bell app, you could create your very own, like, $5 deal with, like, whatever, like,
Does the guy still call him boss?
What happened?
My brother asks, does the guy still call you boss when you go there? You remember that?
Oh, dude. Yeah, I remember that. For those who don't know, every time I would go there would be that one coworker who would remember me because I would always, like, come by every Friday and would call me, boss man. I don't think he works there anymore, unfortunately. I think he stopped working there a while ago. But
I
yeah.
think that's something that I find funny is that we went there so often that man eventually started calling us boss.
It was good times. But Jack, this is off topic question, but have you ever seen the Unsolved Mysteries from the BuzzFeed people?
I have not.
Okay, so every Friday they will upload like an unsolved mystery. It's like 2 guys, I think named Shane and Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Shane and Ryan. Like they will always go do like crazy mysteries and like look for ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I always enjoy eating with like a $5, Taco Bell meal, and it was so delicious. And I always eat it alongside with my brother. I think it was just like, I think it's like the wide variety that they provided, aside with the $5 deal. It was absolutely beautiful. I got In-N-Out Burger. I keep it at A tier only because of the popularity. I've only tried it twice, or like 3 times, I think, at this point. I just think that the burgers are great, but they're not the best. And the reason why it's not the best is that I don't think they literally have any variety at all. I think, right? It's like, 3 menu items, I think? For like burger?
And then there's you could have the animal style, but I think that's the point that Tim was also making, was there's not much variety except the whole animal style thing.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, at this point, it's just literally the flavor of their burgers that's, like, what bringing them up.
Yeah.
And, like, there's not even variety at that point. If they add a new item, that would be absolutely revolutionary. But, like, they haven't added anything at all. And, that's for my A tier. What about you?
All right, so let's quickly wrap up our S tiers, because we got about 8 minutes left. Yeah, I'm gonna somewhat go into detail on a lot of these, but again, keep it quick. S tier, Baskin Robbins. To me, it's the best ice cream place around. It's probably the only ice cream place I know that's around. And literally, like, what more can you ask for than the variety of ice creams? The different things they can have, whether it's ice cream, shakes, the ice cream cakes,
Right.
Pretty much enjoy it. I have In-N-Out there just because it's like, as much as there's not that much variety, to me, who's a simple man, it's the best of the best out there, in my opinion. There's not much more you can get better than. The only issue I have with it is, again, it's always packed, so it's hard to get it.
Right.
Chick-Fil-A, literally, there's nothing I can argue against this place. The lunch is amazing. The breakfast, I've recently had, like, their breakfast. I literally had it, and I literally don't think, I literally hated it because of the fact that it ruined breakfast at every other place for me now, because it was so good that I was like, how can I be expected to eat breakfast anywhere else at this point without thinking about it and thinking, yeah, this is good, but I could be having Chick-fil-A breakfast. And my final one, which I'm going to go on a mini rant for, I have Little Caesars in S tier. And like how you mentioned, a lot of people will argue me, oh, the quality's not that good. Listen, when you growing up broke, those $5 pizzas are everything. When you don't have that much money to spend, $5 on pizza for its quality, for it to be ready, so you don't have to wait all that time waiting to get a pizza, that you can just go buy it, bring it home, and eat immediately with your family. The fact that it's readily available in different places, the fact that it's, like, as you mentioned, ready on the spot a lot of the times, that you can just walk in, get it, pay, leave, and be eating within like 10 minutes at home. I don't know what more you can ask for from a pizza place. And especially a fast food place. Nothing says fast food more than $5 for a big pizza that's ready for you there when you get there, like, for the most part. Sometimes you might have to wait a bit, but it's never that long of a wait.
Agreed.
What about your S tiers, Dominic?
So, okay, how much time we have just to recap?
About 5 minutes.
Okay, alright, so I won't take long. Okay, so I got Chick-Fil-A, Cinnabon, McDonald's, Panda Express, and Starbucks. Okay, so begin. McDonald's, crazy place. We have variety. You have lunch. Breakfast, lunch, then dessert, which is pretty park champ. But they also have the toys and play place. Play place, yeah, play place.
Mm-hmm.
That have you ever been on a play place?
Yeah.
Like,
the coolest one I've been to is that they had a basketball court there, like a mini basketball court.
They had a basketball court? Okay,
yeah.
I've never had one of those. I would definitely try that though. Pretty crazy. Panda Express. I understand for you, the food was great, but it made your stomach rumble a bit. I don't think I've ever had. I've had that problem once. I'm not gonna lie to you. Once it happened to me, but after that, it never happened again.
The food quality, amazing. I would definitely put it above, like, in the A and S, but, like, because of how much it upsets me, that's why I can't put it high. Yeah. But I can understand why you have it that high.
Yeah. I would always try Panda Express when I used to go to TXT, because there was a Panda Express at the USC over there.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my god, like I always try I would always try like the regular stuff, like the chow mein and orange chicken, but it would just be it'd be so delicious, bro. It was so delicious that I would buy like the sauces, because you could I'm pretty sure this, have you ever bought like the sauces, Jack?
Mm-hmm.
You could buy like the orange chicken, the what was it, like the soy sauce and stuff like that,
the sweet and sour stuff like that.
Yeah. Chick-Fil-A, the chicken sandwiches, absolutely bomb. The secret sauce, I think it was called secret sauce, right?
Yeah, dude. I never understood the hype with the Popeye sandwiches because, dude, Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich, dude. Like, have you ever had the spicy version of it, Dominic?
Yes,
dude.
yes.
One day, I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to one day make sure I get you up early enough so you can go have their breakfast, dude.
I've never tried their breakfast. I'll be honest.
Their breakfast is insane, dude. That place is like, in terms of food quality and stuff, it's heaven on earth.
Interesting. Okay, then I got Cinnabon, only because their cinnamon rolls absolutely delicious. Oh man. And we have Starbucks. The coffee is okay. I like it, but what I like it more about it is the atmosphere of the place.
I get you.
Because for some reason I just like it when it's like quiet. Sometimes it's like jazz music playing and like people on like computers doing their homework or like doing things. I love that. I absolutely love that. And for my SS tier, we have Tommy's and Tumby's Pizza.
Okay, I forgot. This thing didn't have Tommy's, so I wouldn't rank it. Yeah, Tommy's is definitely in like an S tier place. Yeah, definitely. Other than the fact that it gets packed, and again, it's not widely available. But yeah, but go ahead and explain why Tumby's Pizza is your SS tier.
The reason why it's at SS tier is because it's their slogan is literally "We serve good food." That's their slogan. Because of that, and because I work there, I get first-hand look at how the pizza is made. It's literally 3 Michelin stars worth of food. Every piece that pops out of the oven.
Let it be known that one time in a PSM party, when we asked Dominic how's the food at the place he works at, Tumby's Pizza, he said, "Oh, it's not that good, but I work there, so I can't say that." Oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting that, Dominic. Oh my gosh. Yes, Tumby's Pizza, SS tier, best pizza of all time, right, Dominic?
Yes, beats Dominoes every day.
All right.
It's expensive and it's low quality.
The complete opposite of Little Caesars. Oh my gosh. All right, are we finished here?
I think so.
I think that's it. So we'll wrap it up here. I've been Jack, joined by my fellow co-host,
Dominic.
We want to thank you guys for joining us for another episode of the Rule 34 podcast. As always, the door is open for anyone and everyone to come join us, to talk about whatever, for the most part, whatever you want, as long as you run it by us, and we'll schedule a time for anyone who wants to join. We just want to thank you all for joining us. And remember, if it exists, we have an opinion on it. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next episode.